Welcome to the Squid Flip Challenge, a challenge where all the NoFace Academy members from around the world were given a Squid Game sample and were allowed to add their own twist to it. Max Vangeli listened and judged all the tracks, and out of all the producers, only 6 producers made it to the top. And today, they're gonna deconstruct their tracks.
Yo, Fifo here, Italian DJ and house music producer. I wanna say thanks to NoFace for giving me the opportunity, and let's dive into my project. So, the first thing I did was to pitch 13 semitones down, the main sample, and then I tried to build some drums around it. Clap, hat, and some percussion. They sound like in a jungle. In the drop score, the bass made a lot of things, so I tried to stay clean with just some shot. And then in the second drop I try to play with the sample to create a melody. Some pitch, some effect. And the drums. This is a NoFace effect. In the break, I took the main melody of the sample and I add this effect, vocal effect from NoFace pack. And I pitch also the vocal, beat crusher, some chorus.
Super sick, really unique. I love the way you use the sample. You can hear the sample all what's it called? You can hear the sample all throughout the track. It's very well balanced where it doesn't get tiring to your ear. And I love how well your drums are knocking. So we're definitely gonna consider this as one of our best ones, and it's only on our second one, so really great job on that one. I love how the drums are on this one. So this was Fifo, F-E-F-O, capital. If you are here, definitely say hi so people can say what's up to a beloved NoFace Academy member.
Hey guys, this is Rich Sibley. I'm here to talk about deconstructing my Squid Flip. I only used the sample that was given to us to create all sounds in the song, and I want to show you guys how I did that. First, we'll start with the kick. I focused in on a narrow part of the sample, put it through a transient processor. Also added some drum compression with Yuhi's press work here. EQ'd it like crazy, which here, we'll play it for a sec. There's also an internal send for some reverb, which here we can see FabFilters Pro R. It's heavily EQ'd reverb. And then also it's side chained with the kick itself. Like the reverb itself is side chained so it doesn't interfere with the kick when it hits. and that sums up the kick. And now for the bass instruments, I have two of them. The first is kind of a offbeat sub bass. It's not really all that subby, but I used Native Instruments form on that, and a very small part of the sample was towards the end of the Squid sample, which you can hear here. And then a rolling bass comes in on top of that. Actually, it was the same part of that limited sample. So and one of the important parts here is that, like, for these basses, you can actually EQ a lot of the bass frequencies out of them. Like, for instance, here I have the high pass filter set at 392 hertz is where the cutoff occurs, and you can hear it again when the rolling bass comes in. But see, you don't really need a lot of that low frequency as long as you have other bass elements or the kick that operates in the lower frequency range in here. For the vocal part of the sample, I pretty much just used the straight vocal section, but I wanted to be at 132 beats per minute, and the sample itself was much slower than that, really. So the bitwig analyzes the sample and demonstrates the onsets within the sample itself, and you can go in and drag and stretch the sample around so that the onsets coincide with, beat markers and whatever tempo you're in. So I ended up doing that, and it fit in nicely with the 132 beats per minute at that point. But other than that, the vocal part isn't all that changed. I just added some effects. There's this nice shaper box plugin. It does some neat stuff with panning and volume envelopes and things, and utilize that, maybe a compressor on it to get For the pad instrument, I ended up using Native Instruments form again with a limited part of the sample and an interesting curve preset that gave the chord a little bit of rhythm. So I had to figure out a chord progression. It seemed like from the sample that the singing vocal section of it centered around the note of D sharp. So I chose a chromatic submediant progression that utilized the note D sharp in all three chords. And so playing that, it's D sharp major to C minor to B major. So now we're down to some of the crazier elements in the song, which actually ended up being the most difficult part. It was easy to generate some very interesting stuff with Native Instruments form, but it was a matter of keeping only the stuff that really worked. So, for instance, this instrument, as I play it, kind of watch the playhead as it moves through the sample, and you can get a better idea what's going on. So it was easy to come up with a lot of stuff like this, but then getting that to fit into the song really took hours and hours of trial and error and lots of happy accidents. But what came out was the song itself. And that about sums it up. I hope you enjoyed this.
Richard literally took the sample from Squid Game and made the whole track just out of the sample. Okay, so for those of you who might be a bit confused, what that means is he created an element. Every single element that was created in this particular take is from the original sample. So all the lead little squeaky, percussive, everything that you guys are hearing is essentially somehow chopped or used from the sample, which is brilliant.
Yo guys, this is Geoangelo, and here is the flip that I did on the Squid Game challenge. When we got the vocal sample, my first idea was to do something different. So I decided to do a tribal version. We all know how the vocal sounds from the Squid Game. Easy. Add some effects on it. I started with the effect rack and I chose from the presets the filter effect, the bubble glide, which is right here, because I liked really how it sounded. I added a tape stop on my on the vocal again before the drop. 2 times equalizer on each. I cut different frequencies. Reverb from Nectar, filter, sidechain from Kickstart, and the glue compression. I chopped down the vocals and made them sound like this. I added a volume automation here to cut down this. This is also from the Squid Game, so I decided to chop it down and bring it here. Next thing that I did was I found this loop here. Sorry. Yeah. This is how it sounds. Got some sub bass. Probably you can hear it because of the camera recording of the microphone. Then I needed specific percussions. Sorry. Couldn't really find them, didn't really like what I found, so what I did was a few years back, me and some friends, we did a remix. We never actually released it. What I did was steal those percussions that I needed from there. Percussions, again, my snare, the build-up. I found this loop here, it was too long, so I chopped it down and I kept only the beginning part of the intro. That's how it sounds. I added here on my pre-drop another one to support that loop. Another percussion, my kick. Another percussions that I found, and again chopped down what I wanted and what I needed actually on the project. This is how it sounds. So I just chopped the beginning again, the intro percussion, some drum style, drum percussion toms. Again, percussion, my bass, top loops, another one percussion here. I had to, it was a loop actually, I had to chop it down and keep just this part. The toms, I really enjoy the impact on them, so I decided to keep them. Percussion, the tops, cowbells. Since it was a tribal flip, cowbells suit there. Snaps, some thrashes. Next thing, I added a string here. What I did was just add a string, add a pitch automation, and I added also the gross bit here. Yeah, OTT and gross bit. And it sounds like this. like lead string actually. It was a string, but I had to bring it down some octaves. Some brasses here. Classic impact, noise downlifter for the break intro. I found then this synth here. Sounded completely empty. What I did was again add a bunch of effect to give it some more color, some more life, because it was empty. Some noise. The synth that I reversed. Next thing again, noise, and some noise again. Impact and another effect. So it wasn't really mixed or mastered. It was a really fast project. Hope you guys enjoyed.
This is insane. Geoangelo, finish this. I'm gonna text you. Finish this as an original and send it in. Really great stuff. We haven't had too much tribal stuff lately on NoFace. Maybe we'll start signing some more tribal stuff. Awesome, awesome flip, awesome tribal work. Really, really great stuff.
Hey guys, I'm SY. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of my Squid Game flip. This time I decided to go towards trapish direction, I would say. So let's start with the drums and look at them. The first main element, of course, kick. I found this kick on Splice. This is how it sounds. The only thing I did on it is actually add a dynamic EQ, so I cut all those unnecessary frequencies. Next element is snare. As you can see, I just cut lower frequencies and add a little bit of reverb on my return channel. Next element is hi-hat. Also, as you can see, again, I cut all those lower frequencies and add sidechaining to my kick and to the snare, so kick and snare actually stand out. Now we're gonna take a look at the sub bass. Sub bass, it was the sample from Splice. Then I added to the simpler and just played the notes I wanted. And that was basically it. This is how it sounds. On processing side, I just compressed a little bit. And again, sidechain, that was it. Now let's move on to my leads. So the first sound is step sound, which sounds like this. I don't think I even processed this one. Didn't do anything, I just pitched it down a little bit because it was, I believe, in F. So I put it in E. It's in the same key as my song. Next we go to the leads. So here's lead number 2, which is actually lead number 1. So here, this is how it sounds. I only added a little bit of wideness using wide. Oh, actually no, I did not. Let's move on to the second lead, which sounds like this. So what I did, I cut all those resonating frequencies, and also there was like a couple of frequencies which were standing out, so I just cut them like this, and I've added a little bit of stereo. Next, 2 elements. Actually, it's 1 element, but just like I layered them differently. So here's one the same sound, but it has 2 layers. The one is for higher frequencies, which is this one, and one for the lower frequencies. As you can see, I cut higher frequencies, and I just put this sound in mono. So that's how it sounds all together. I guess that was main leads. Let's move on to the small effects like this one, which is, and then there was like this one, which sounds like a girl's Next one is the glass break. I just wanted to add some kind of power to my drop, so that's how it sounds. That was it. Next one, effect sound, is this like tiny little sound. So, yeah. Also, these two things which are in my in the section between the jobs, is this sound and this vocal, I guess. So yeah, that's about it. That's how I came up with my drop. Usually I just work with samples, manipulate them. So yeah, thank you for watching.
You're killing it, bro. Again, one of my favorites from SY now. It's going to be difficult for us to decide, guys. Very difficult.
What's up, guys? It's Bad Santa here. Today I'm gonna show you how I made my Squid Games flip. I started with the... So, what I did, basically... Let's see... Where is this? I made some chops out of this sample, like this. Let's see. I drag the sample here and press the auto slice here, and then I just randomly press the notes till I got something like this. Then I added some extra chops here, and here's the... This thing doesn't make sense to me, but together in the mix it sounds really cool. There's some build-up I did from the vocal sample here. I pitched up a few octaves here. Added Endless Smile, really cool plugin. I also used this sample from the Squid Games. And I put it right in the background, just to create some atmospheric type of feeling, not to overtake the original sample you guys were giving to me. Just placed there in the background. Yeah, there's some chops, I already showed you there. That's another sample thing. For the vocals, I used format shifting for them. Here, little alter boy, and I just automated the format, and it sounds really dope before the drop. Next thing to me was I added a bass line. I used Vital plugin for this one, really cool plugin. So together it sounds like this. The next crucial thing for me was like layer this vocal and bass groove together with something like a counter melody or something different. So yeah, what I did was I added this melody here. And I did like a intro thing here in the first build up for the drop. Added a filter here, so it's like kinda makes the intro for the first drop, but when the first drop hits, there's just the bass line. And for the second build up, I also added the same counter melody here, also with the same filter settings here. For the breakdowns, I used rusting, just a simple notes here. It's just init preset, detuned it a lot, added some voices, and that's it. Also some plugs here to give some little groove here and there. The drums for this one is pretty simple, just a kick, some open hi-hats, small hi-hats, and some loops. I can show you how I made the drum solo here. Nothing fancy here, really basic stuff. And for the second drop, I opened all the filters up, and it sounds together like this. Oh, for the last drop, I used the same bassline groove, but what I did is I changed some notes. Like what I did is I just changed the first bar for different notes, and it instantly gives really some kind of different emotion. And when it hits, it's really a different energy. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my track breakdown. Thanks for watching.
Probably have to give Bad Santa the #1 slot simply because of the production quality is just really solid on it already.
Yo, what's up? My name is Maro, and today we're here with my Squid Game remix for NoFace Records, so let's go. My inspiration in this song is Show Me Love. I like the song. I don't know, but I remember the song with this plug. So yeah, this is the intro, this is the build drop, this is the drop, this is the breakdown. We have the vocal, the sample from, we have the vocal from Squid Game. I just changed just a little the pitch. So yeah, this is the song. We have kick, hat, and clap in the intro, build drop and breakdown and everything. So yeah. So yeah, this is the sub bass and all the song, and the build drop, intro, drop, everything. This is the bass. I use the plugin Beetle, so yeah. This is the plug, and this is from Silent One. So yeah. This is the short with piano. So this is my Squid Game remix for NoFace record. With this song, I feel relaxed. I feel, I don't know, so chill. So yeah, and see you later.
This production per se here is not great yet because, you know, it needs work, it needs processing and stuff like that. But by simply having an incredible melody, it's like the vibe that just changes everything. Like right away, you're like, oh my God, this is so incredible. This is why I'm always like pushing for you guys to explore melodic aspects of your records.